Welcome back, Sucrays. It's a good boy, Blaine the Australian Shepherd. You guys really seem to enjoy this series, so I'll make sure to provide this kind of content as much as I can. So with that in mind, let's hop right into it. For today, I'll be talking about Mecari, spelled M-E-C-A-R-I. Don't mistake it for Mecari, which is just a boring old Japanese e-commerce company. But this species, on the other hand, is an intriguing combination of wolves, bats, and deers. They were created 9 years ago, and the official guidelines were posted 3 years ago. The maker of the species goes by Black Paw Wolf on Fur Affinity, and also operates the fursuit making company CCS Mascots. Interestingly enough, they're from Maine, and when asked them about lobsters, they said, quote, lobster equals anaphylactic shock, which is something you don't want to get, to say the least. Moving on, though, we're going to talk about their appearance. Ranging at a height of around 3.5 to 4 feet tall, Mecari are small creatures with a nub tail and a canine-like appearance. They have large bat wings, retractable hook claws, ridged bat ears, white sclera, which is the white part of your eye, and it can turn black if they've been through emotional trauma, and some are born with hooves on their feet. Males have horns or antlers that shed yearly as they grow, while females usually don't have them. They also have spots on their hindquarters that can fade away when they grow older, but that's not always the case. A couple other rules about the design I should mention is that cybernetic or robotic Mecari are not allowed. Prosthetics are about the only exception, as they sometimes lose limbs in battle. Besides that, there's no hybrids of the species allowed. Since the species is already a hybrid in and of itself, they figured there's no need to further complicate things. When I asked Black Paw Wolf about their inspiration behind the Mecari, they said, I've always loved dogs, bats, as well as deer, and I was really curious to see if I could make something cute and adorable by mixing certain features of the three. If you're asking me, I'd say they got the job done. If you agree or disagree, feel free to comment below on your opinions of Mecari so far. While the lore of this species isn't as wild or in-depth as, say, the Kelashi, Mecari still have notable features and powers that make them who they are. Young pups are born with complete purity, oftentimes being blind as they gain their vision over the first few days of their life. When the time is right, Mecari go through a coming-of-age ceremony as they transition into adulthood. This ceremony is typically a celebratory event where they get the powers necessary to hunt for food and defend themselves. They typically eat meat for the most part, but they are technically omnivorous creatures. Some powers Mecari have include keen eyesight, nocturnal vision. They're in tune with natural elements such as fire, earth, water, wind, and lightning, so they inherit these basic abilities and use them to their advantage. Another element that some pick up is the spirit element, but keep in mind it's incredibly rare and permission is required because of its scarcity. Besides that, they also use a type of sonar which consists of high-pitched barks and screeches, which can be picked up by their large ears. This is their most OP stat since it's almost impossible to get a jump on them and run away. The last thing I want to go over with this species is their personality. Essentially, they're a very bubbly species with a lively chatterbox, and they can be quite affectionate and friendly, especially towards other Mecari. So as long as you're not their prey, you should be fine, and you'll be welcomed to a hospitable bunch. With that in mind, this species is still developing, so the lore and other details are subject to potential change. And that's all the information I have on this species. I want to thank my supporters on Patreon, especially Eric, but as well as this batch of friends including Helios, Astro, Real, Coda, Juke, Shift, Francois, Dara, Dante, Evan, and Void. I've been friends with these guys for multiple years, and I'm so happy to have them in my life. Feel free to click the link in the description if you want to glance at the perks of each tier. Outside of that, thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to watch until the end. Bye-bye.